Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fort's Comic News, episode 325. I am one of your hosts, Chris, alongside my co-host here, Mike. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, and I don't know, a lot of painting for both of us last week or so.
Yeah, for video people, I apologize. I am currently moving and trying to get this room up to shape. So there's a giant mess behind me.
I see nothing wrong with the room. I see Darth Vader about to slash you from behind, and a pot insane amounts of comics that makes me very jealous, just in piles.
It gives me ajna because all I'm thinking about is let's see. Actually, not as much. Like 3 of those piles need to be bagged and board.
I was gonna say bagged and board. Yeah. That's when you invite someone over to help you out and give them a beer and a pizza and be like, "Here you go.
Let's bag and board." Attached to this room is another room. And that's gonna be like my game room where my big TV is.
Nice.
And so once that's set up, it's gonna be just like turn on curb and just bag and board like a machine for a night. Yeah.
That was like my sorry folks, we do have an interview today. Mike Dean will be on the show. We're going to talk about the Grave Brigade. It's on Kickstarter. Well, I'm not sure if it'll still be on Kickstarter, but check out Kickstarter Grave Brigade. When I think it was my like last summer off after college, I had all my comics that I brought home to my mom's house, and that was my project because I had nothing to do that summer. I laid them all out on my grandmother's huge dining room table, and just I bagged it, made sure everything was bagged and boarded. I alphabetically sorted everything, and then I got the CLZ. I think I talked about it on the show a long time ago. The CLZ, the Comic Collectors app.
That's on my list too.
Yeah, and it's super cheap if you're a comic collector, a record collector, music collector, video game collector. I think they have several different apps and different programs, but the one I use is CLZ Comic Collector because it does a pull list, it checks pricing, and it's just you scan the barcode, add it to your phone, and it's $15 a year, something crazy cheap like that. It's
oh wow, I didn't realize it was that cheap.
Yeah, it's I don't know what, $2, not even $2 a month. It's $1.50 a month or something like that. So yeah, super worth it.
Yeah, I have, how old am I? I have 20 years worth of comics to catalog, so that'd be fun.
Yeah.
That's half the fun of doing this, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, it is, right? I think I'm at about almost 2,000 comics, and that's from collecting through college, and then I slowed down after I graduated, went more digital, but I still buy issues here and there. Who knows, Chris? Now that I have a lot more space.
Oh, Mike's going physical again.
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he'll start slow because there's
he's gonna get that new comic smell.
Oh yeah, there's the upside and downside to having a house, right? The upside, you have more space. The downside, I don't
have more space.
I don't have as much money to buy as many comics as I was when I had the small apartment, but we'll see. We'll see, everybody. Yeah. I know you're all worried about my personal finances.
I know. Welcome to Boo Hoo. We own houses.
Yeah, right.
I'm your host, Chris.
In a crumbling millennial generation where no one can find a house. Two middle-aged white males.
Oh, fuck. Am I middle-aged now?
Yeah, I think we are, Chris. I don't know. I think we're at the median. Tell you what you're doing wrong.
Hello, ladies. Do you want a middle-aged man who collects comics? This guy.
Wait, are you still putting the comics in the game room or still going into the basement?
Yes, Mike, they are.
Wait a second. Hold on. So you own the house. You own the house, right? This is the I think just men feel naturally they have to go down into the cave. So you're still building the man cave, even though the whole house could be the man house.
It's in preparation for when the lady comes and takes over the rest of the house.
Mm-hmm.
She can have it. I mean,
you're just preparing yourself for the inevitable cause that you'll have to push all your comics and Darth Vader's down into the basement at some point.
Yeah. She'll have to keep my poster in the bathroom though, because it's too epic.
What is it, Asia? I hope people get that reference.
No, I have a poster that says definitely not a mimic, and it's a toilet with like teeth and the tongue
Oh
coming
my
out like
god,
a mimic.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had that.
Yeah.
That oh man, I did. Yeah, toilet mimics. That's a thing. Wow, thank you for that
It
nightmare.
is.
What the
Mine's
hell?
not though. I've used it enough to know.
Okay, unless it's playing the long con. Do you think mimics would be more effective if they did that? You know what I mean? Like you always go up to a chest in D&D and you there's not a lot of news today, folks, just saying. Um some like when you loot a room in D&D, if you're a well-traveled seasoned player, you're always approaching a chest as if it's a trap, whether it be a mimic, whether it be a poison trap, so you never want to open it from the front because we've all been there.
My favorite in my current group, not the group I'm in with you, my other group.
Mm.
The person who does that is still fairly new to the game.
Oh,
So, a party wants them to learn. So you're just like,
learn the
all right,
hard
just
way.
stand back.
Yeah,
But
just
it's really
stand
funny
back.
because,
I love it.
you roll percentage to see if there's a trap.
Oh yeah.
And so he rolls it and, I got 13%. And then the DM goes, you don't see anything.
Yeah,
He's like,
right.
cool. And he opens
Cool.
it and a dart hits him in the face. He's like,
Yeah,
what
right.
the hell?
Yeah.
But you got to beat your percentage, man.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's the misconception is like you roll something, it's like you don't hear or see anything. But that's not because nothing happened, it's because you suck.
Yeah.
Your ears are plugged.
But you have to stay in characters to open up the chest because you think that it's safe.
Right. Even Or the favorite one is like where they just let me just smash the chest. Well, you smashed it and then you found all the belongings smashed to bits inside the chest. It's like classic shit. Anyways, mimics playing the long con.
Yeah.
That would be messed up. It's like you use the latrine, the ye old latrine in the Nether Deep.
Latrine.
You go to the Nether Deep in Water Deep. You're at a local pub. That's your favorite watering hole, and you use the latrine, and then one day it just bites you in the ass.
So, friends of the show, Wayward Raven.
Yeah.
Did you back the anthology they did?
Yes, I believe it was like a month ago or something.
It was a while ago, a couple months ago. The We Suck at Comics. So you haven't gotten it yet, then?
I don't think so.
So mine came in the mail yesterday, so expect it any day now. Dude, it is huge.
Really?
I couldn't I opened it because I got it. I'm like, what is this? Like, I didn't order anything like this. Of course, I say it all the time. And I open up, I'm like, oh, look, I ordered, because on my Mimic toilet, I go on Amazon.
Of course. Who doesn't?
But yeah, I opened it. I'm like, this. I couldn't believe how thick it was. It's
That's
like
awesome.
I've gotten the Astro City epic collections or whatever they're calling them.
Yeah.
And a couple they have like 13, 14 issues in them, and it's thicker than that.
Wow.
So yeah, if anybody backed that campaign, those dudes did well because I don't think it was a very expensive campaign either. And they put a lot of comic in there.
That's awesome. Love those Wayward Raven guys.
Yeah, good dudes.
Shout out to those dudes. I did watch some Secret Invasion, Chris.
Oh yeah, you did.
I watched the first couple episodes. I didn't realize how long they were. The first one was like 50 minutes.
Yeah, they're like mini movies.
Yeah, they are, and the quality of them is great. I mean, spoilers for episode 1. I mean, we're on episode 3 now, so if you haven't seen it, Maria Hill dies. I totally called that shit when we were watching the episode because she was like gave some speech about, well, Fury, you don't know who's gonna die in the process. I'm like, she's fucking dead. She's so dead. Why would you have her character say that? You know what I mean?
It still gutted me though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I love Maria Hill, man.
I know.
I love that actress.
And especially to see like her last thing she sees is Fury shooting her. That's fucked up.
Now, do you see what I mean when I said like Sam Jackson can still fucking act? Because
he's so
that
good.
scene was awesome.
I don't know if it's happened yet, or maybe it has in like episode 3. Nick Fury can only take so much, and like they reference him breaking down, like he was never the same after the snap, right, or whatever. When he comes back, we've never seen him like broke down. Like this dude can only take so much to where like he's gonna have to snap himself. Like, I mean, I get that he's Nick Fury and like, oh, it's a superpower to be a tough guy, but like This dude is like been through the ringer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And episode 3. So you only watched episode 1?
1 and 2. I think we're almost done with 2. I don't know if we finished it.
Okay, so I'll just say episode 3 is really good too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of like betrayal and people switching sides and all that, typical political thriller stuff.
Of course.
But the way it ends, man,
Mm-hmm.
is exactly what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
it is coming. It doesn't happen in this episode, but I just like what happens in the end. I'm like, fuck. Yeah, something bad's about to happen to Nick, and it's not going to be pretty. So, dude, I love this show. I think it's really one of the best things Marvel's done. The new, like, what are they calling it? The multiverse phase.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think but I mean, we're only 3 episodes in, so it could go downhill. But so far, it's like the best thing that I've seen. And I think I've seen everything in the multiverse phase.
Dude, was that a Maria Hill dying joke? It's all downhill. That's fucked up.
I mean, I go for the dark humor. That was completely on accident, but I'm proud of myself for doing it.
Yeah, I'm proud of you too. Nice.
Yeah, dude, that show's so good. I can't believe
I haven't finished episode 2 yet, but oh man, I can't think of her name, but the Mother of Dragons actress.
Yep.
When she sees those like scientists working on a portal thing, I'm assuming that's a multiverse portal.
So that was the thing I referred to last week that I'm pretty sure is an FF.
You think it's the negative zone?
No, because they say in there that they're working on a way to enhance scrolls.
Oh,
I think it's them making Super Scroll.
Okay, interesting.
I mean, it's obviously not going to be the same as the FF Super Scroll because we haven't introduced the FF. So why would you can't do that.
Yeah.
But I think at some point in this, and probably in episode 6, we're going to hear the word Super Scroll.
I think that so a part of me was almost like, oh, I thought that was a portal. But then this would be a good opening for like a multiverse or like to introduce another Earth like 616 and be like, the Skrulls can't use this Earth, but they started researching other Earths on other universes. That's how I want to see the show end. Like that's how they because I'm trying to think how can they solve this issue where we don't want a whole species on our Earth, but we promised them an Earth, so we should give them one. Oh, we just find one in another world, right?
I kind of like your idea that it's the negative zone because that'd be a cool way to kind of tie in the FF as well.
Yep.
And do that as the origin that the FF get their powers through the negative zone.
Wait, you don't like the solar radiation?
I mean, it's fine. If they do that, it's whatever. Yeah. I always just prefer the negative zone because then it gives them more of a connection to it. And then it makes more sense for a nihilist becoming after them and everything.
And then they could be like, oh, we breached the negative zone, which is the space between our Earth and this Ultimate's Earth or some shit. I mean, come on, Feige. Like, let's do it.
Also, Feige, if we get the negative zone and you can be a nihilist, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, because they plastered his name on. He's still running things. His name is right up front for this show. So show's good. Everybody go watch it. It's even if you're not. And would you agree with me? You don't really need to be up with Marvel to watch it. No, because they do a lot of stuff. There's a lot of plot exposition. That's why the first episode's like almost an hour because they're like, Fury, when did you come back? He's like, no, it doesn't matter. I was on a spaceship and had a breakdown, but now we're fine.
Why don't you call the Avengers? The Avengers need to worry about this.
There's a lot of like hand waving of like, where were you? It doesn't matter. I'm here now. I was on a spaceship, not on a spaceship. What did you do when you were snapped? That doesn't matter. I was gone. Now I'm here. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the idea is that after the Iron Man funeral, he took off and just that's how he dealt with it. He like isolated himself. So
yeah, I mean the thing he worked so hard on, the Avengers project.
Yeah,
and it did what it was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody kind of went their own because there's a few surviving members, but like the core of that team is dead now or moved on.
Yeah.
And, I could see that. And being blipped away for 5 years, kind of messing with a man.
That too. Do you think? I mean, so do you think there's like two oh shit moments I think could come out of this show? First one being if we talk about Negative Zone or like another Earth. Second one being if like Fury assembles like a small Avengers team, because obviously he can't do this on his own.
Mhm.
But like if he calls up like
Secret Avengers.
Secret, oh yeah, shoot, yeah.
Yeah.
So like we're gonna see War Machine. I mean, we got Don Cheadle in the show already, so War Machine's got to pop off.
Yeah, you do White Widow. You do you bring Hawkeye in.
Do you think Florence Pugh's in this? Damn.
Oh, I'm not saying in this, but like
Yeah.
it could lead into
A
that.
movie? Yeah. That's how it wraps up though. Like, bam, you do a shot of all of them in their costumes, and then like
Oh,
Secret Avengers.
I mean, this is why it happened in the comics. The real reason, because Avengers made money.
Yeah, right.
So you're like, now we have the Dark Avengers. Now we have the Young
Yeah,
Avengers. Now,
yeah,
so it works the same way in the movies. I mean,
yeah.
Avengers make money. So now we have the Secret Avengers, and then they, Thunderbolts, and that'll probably end up being the Dark Avengers eventually. And then,
Yep.
just, which I'm
True.
down for because I get it's a money grab, but I love it. So,
Right. Yeah. I can't wait. No, it's really good though. Like you said, I think it's like the best thing they've made.
yeah.
Movie
Gives me
news.
another reason to look forward to Wednesday.
Oh hell yeah, yeah, that's true. They put it on comic book day, not for DC though. Now it's a Tuesday, so they had to be weird.
Fuck you, DC. It's Wednesday.
Yeah, it's always been Wednesday. I love DC, but man, on that note, come on, guys. WB Japan and WIT Studios announced at Anime Expo 2023 that WIT Studios is creating a Suicide Squad anime movie. The movie centers around Amanda Waller, surprise, Joker, and Harley Quinn, surprise, surprise, as the main characters. As shown in the teaser trailer, they clash with fantasy characters like dragons. The studio is probably best known for its work on the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan. That's pretty freaking hype, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of sucks that it has to be Joker and Harley, but I get it.
Yeah.
They did say Task Force X a lot in like the press release. So my hopes is that while we center around those two, we'll still get like Deadshot or, some other characters.
Oh yeah, for sure. We got to get some cool ones.
Yeah. But I'm down. I mean, I don't talk about it a lot, but I've watched the first 2 seasons of Attack on Titan. That's some good fucking anime right
Oh yeah,
there,
I'm caught up. And the last like season 4 part 2, there's like they've split up the end kind of weirdly where you get like a Oh, so you haven't watched season 3?
No, I've been behind.
Oh, I won't say anything. But yeah, it gets crazy. Like especially season 3, season 4, it's like what the hell am I even watching?
But yeah, I love those first 2 seasons. So it's
Yeah.
not that a lack of love that's keeping me away from
No,
it. It's a
yeah.
lack of like time and access.
Yeah.
But
And it's brutal too, so oof.
it's good shit. And the teaser was fine. Like it looked
Yeah.
good. It looked in that style. I think my only complaint, and I know Attack on Titan does this, so I'm sure it'll work out, is like I'm still just kind of old school and I don't like that CG hand drawn mix.
Yeah.
But everybody's
Yes.
doing it. I'm the old man in the room. I get it.
Yeah. I'm not a huge. I mean, Batman the animated series is the way to go.
Yeah, and I've tried a few anime that way and haven't gotten into it. So we'll see. But I am super hyped for this at the end of the day because I like that both companies are trying to hit that Japanese market with these characters. I mean,
Yeah.
And I think it's a great way to do it. So
No, I think it's awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
I'll be there when it hits HBO Max. I'm sorry,
yeah.
Max.
Max, sorry everybody. We've had a few name changes in the past. With the filming of Deadpool 3, this is weird, man. Okay, let me finish this and we'll talk about it. With the filming of Deadpool 3 coming to a close, we're getting news and rumors for what characters we might expect in the film, because we already know Wolverine is coming back. Sources have claimed that Jennifer Garner will be in the film as Elektra. For the first time we've seen Garner in the role since 2005's Elektra movie. Holy shit. Also rumored is Ben Affleck returning as Daredevil and Channing Tatum as Gambit. Okay, so here let me break this down. If we this year alone didn't already have Nicolas Cage Superman appear in a movie, I would have told you this is batshit crazy and would never happen. But that has happened this year. So this is highly plausible. And if they show up just for Deadpool to chop their heads off or something, that would be great too. Like the fan service of, oh yeah, this shit sucks. Let me kill these characters.
Quick aside.
Yeah.
Did you see the World's Finest variant cover with Nick Cage?
Yeah. Amazing. With him as Superman. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But on this, I agree with you. It's a little nuts, but I'm going to be the Deadpool defender here. I think these are the perfect cameos for the Deadpool 3 multiverse
Right.
movie.
Yeah. Characters that don't matter.
Well, and it's like everybody's wanted, especially Ben Affleck Daredevil. Everybody's wanted that. Like, it's been discussed, but what everybody forgets is like we all hated that movie.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
You all did. I did. I still do. But and I think he deserves a retread. But this is the best way to do it because we can make fun of it at the same time. As long as Ben and Gardner have a sense of humor about this, and I would say the same about the Fantastic Four movies with Chris Evans and crew.
Oh shit!
Like if they could do those two and they all have a sense of humor about it, bring them in. We can have a quick laugh about it, kind of make fun of it, and move on. And then they get their cameo. They get to be a part of all this, the celebration, all that. I love this idea. This actually got me hyped for this movie.
Yeah.
Just to see these scenes.
Especially if it's Deadpool like killing the Marvel universe. You know what I mean? Like going through and killing off multiverse heroes and shit. I mean, this would be awesome to see. Like and like you said, these are the perfect characters to work with. And all the original X-Men characters from all the other movies, like bring some of them in that aren't around anymore, that don't matter.
I was kind of thinking about this, and this is what I hope this movie is. I hope this is a road trip movie where Deadpool is trying to make it to the MCU.
Oh,
like he's universe hopping to get to the MCU
with Wolverine.
And yeah, just happens to run into Wolverine a lot, and then like just plops into the middle of Daredevil for a scene.
Yeah.
And then like runs into what was supposed to be the Channing Tatum movie, Gambit movie for a scene. That's why like I think the Fantastic Four one would be fun too if he just popped into that. Right. And then and he brings along his pal Daredevil, Wolverine, who I don't know. We got to find a way for him not to make it because we need a new Wolverine,
right?
Because I don't think Hugh Jackman's going to do it. Not because I don't think he would be great. That's kind of what I'm hoping this movie is, and if it is, and with these cameos, like I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little hyped for it.
Oh, did you hear that, folks? Chris just said he's hyped for a Daredevil or a Deadpool movie.
We'll see, because we'll see, because that has the opportunity to be fun.
Yeah,
for me.
Yeah, and I think if you're getting Ben Affleck to put the suit on, regardless, the amount of money he wants, you're only going to have him for like a minute or two. You know, there's no way they get him for like a full 10 minutes, 15 minutes in that Daredevil costume.
It needs to be as simple as like he pops in, and then it's Daredevil Elektra, and he just goes, "Nope, not this one," and pops to another universe.
Yeah,
right. That could be as simple as it is.
Yeah.
And I will be like, "Fuck yeah,
yeah!" That's how we feel too. Yeah, because we know Ben Affleck said the reason he did that was because he thought that was as closest he'd ever be to becoming Batman on TV or live action. Yeah.
So yeah, because he always wanted to do Dark Knight Returns.
Yep.
And he almost got to.
This close. Comic news. Interesting. Comixology announced that Scott Snyder and Raphael Albuquerque, the creative team behind American Vampire, are reuniting for a new series on the service called Duck and Cover. The story, set in 1950s, follows Del Reeves, who was the only survivor of a nuclear attack that decimated the population. As you're listening to this, the first issue is available on Comixology now. So, yeah. Great team up. Love Scott Snyder, so I got to read this. I had no idea it popped up. So,
dude, I'm all in because I love this team. I love American Vampire.
Yeah.
One of the best things Scott's ever done, in my opinion. And I love the premise. Like, dude, 50s nuclear holocaust. Like,
yeah, it's really cool.
That's why I play Fallout. Like,
yeah, right.
So yeah, I'm really excited for this. I'm gonna be downloading it immediately.
This is more interesting to me than vampires for sure. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
This is interesting. Grant Morrison announced a new series coming to his Substack in January for next year. The series will feature art from Liam Sharp. Oh my god, sold! And is titled Eden's End. His book, the Grant Morrison Liam Sharp friggin' Green Lantern was amazing.
I know
The
you liked it.
Yeah, the series is said to be a prehistoric barbarian sci-fi adventure that reimagines. I can't get more excited reading this. That reimagines religious stories, conspiracy theories, and the evil that men can do. Wow! And there's even an Iron Maiden reference in there. The evil that men do.
I think that they just like took all the buzzwords that I love.
Well, and that sounds like Iron Maiden too, like prehistoric barbarian sci-fi adventure. Like what?
Yeah.
And then you say the evil that men can do. Yeah.
Dude, the
this
art that
sounds-
Liam Sharp showed for this,
Yeah.
I couldn't get one in the show notes because they were all weird files, but the
Mhm.
art looks like something that belongs on the side of a panel van in 1970.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, it's so great. I'm so excited for this, man.
I've never subscribed to a Substack, so I guess that's the only way I can get these books.
So that's my thing is part of me is like, yeah, subscribe to Substack. I got to read this. Another part of me is like, all these Substack books end up at like Image or like the Blue Room book I'm reading from Tinian.
Yeah.
That's being published by Dark Horse. That's a Substack book.
Okay.
So I feel like eventually they'll be published regularly, but this one might get me over the edge, man.
Yeah, I'm like, I kind of want to read this one.
And what's really funny, I don't think you don't know the story, and I haven't told this story in a long ass time. Me and some friends used to skateboard together and make like skate videos together. We called ourselves Eden's End. So when I saw this, I laughed because
really?
I remember those days when we would skate together and like make these shitty videos.
That's so funny. That's awesome. Yeah, you got to pick up the book now. That's hilarious, dude. What a friggin' coincidence.
Yeah, but yeah, book looks awesome. I mean, sounds awesome. We haven't seen much from it, but it's Liam Sharp. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. I'm not gonna know what's happening when I flip some of those pages, but
yeah, because freaking Grant's probably back on mushrooms or something, doing crazy shit.
He never left. Yeah. So we talked about what we read this week. I didn't read anything, folks. Not gonna lie. I had a lot of time off, and I spent that time not reading comics because I suck. But I am going to do double time this week to catch up.
Mike spent all week painting, so you can find his portraits online at MikeLikesArt.com.
There's probably that website. It's probably not me, but yeah, go for it. Try it out.
So you read absolutely nothing? That's great.
No. I started to read what are they even called? Night Terrors, the Batman one, and I liked it, and then I didn't finish it, but I was like, I think I fell asleep. I've been in bed by like 9:00 every night, everybody.
Nice.
Yeah.
I guess I'll start with Night Terrors because I read 3 Night Terrors books.
Hell yeah.
Night Terrors First Blood, which is just an intro to what's going on. So like this guy Insomnia is attacking people and like through dreams and creating this whole nightmare verse. He's going after the Nightmare Stone. That's the opposite of the Dream Stone, everybody. Dead Man's like a main character in this book. Detective Chimp shows up. The Trinity shows up. It's a lot of fun. I'll be interested to hear what you think in particular because the art reminds me a lot of
Jai Lee.
Jai Lee, yes.
That's all right. I think for this type of book, set in a nightmare realm sense, I think it's all right.
There's moments where it bugged me, to be honest. Okay. But I think that the story overall does a really good job, and it's like a one shot to kind of set everything up.
Yeah.
So then after that, I jumped into Night Terrors, The Joker, which I had to. I know
that's one that I'm not reading.
So I'm going to recommend you do, but
okay.
I know I normally like kind of shit on Joker books and be like, we get too much Joker, but this whole thing is like Joker's nightmare. So the individual books are their nightmares, like the nightmare realm they're stuck in. And Joker's is he accidentally kills Batman by like taunting him and making him fall off a roof.
Oh, what the hell?
And so he tries to figure out what to do after that because now his whole reason for living is gone. So he goes and gets a corporate job at Wayne Enterprises
Oh
and
my
like
God.
climbs up the ladder and everything. It's hilarious, dude, because it's the Joker being the Joker, but in a office comedy style
That's amazing.
where like nobody really gets that he's the Joker.
Yeah.
And he does some fucked up things along the way, but along the way of the story, we find out that the Batman's back. And we're not really quite sure how. And the Joker doesn't believe him because the Joker literally has his corpse hanging in his closet.
Oh my God.
So,
Okay, I do have to read that. That sounds amazing.
yeah, it's a ton of fun, dude. Like, so much fun. And you get the idea that like something's up because they keep mentioning Bruce Wayne. So us as the reader, we're like, Batman's dead. Bruce
Yeah.
Wayne.
Why is Bruce Wayne still around?
Yeah. So there's something going on, and it's like a 2-issue. I think all of these are 2-issue arcs.
Okay.
So then I got Night Terror's Batman that shockingly centers around Crime Alley. I like this one for the most part because it does kind of put a spin on it where like Batman was training for this, like
Yeah.
to use his greatest fear. He's afraid that people are going to use his greatest fears against him, so he has to train against it.
Yep.
So when he gets into the dream and they start like going on about Crime Alley and his mother and everything, he's just like, I've trained for this. Like, you can all fuck off.
Yeah, right. Yeah, come on, guys.
So Insomnia has to find a way to like get him to break. And there's some real like weird body horror stuff in this issue too. Like he pukes up a bat with a gun for a head.
Amazing.
Yeah, like it's pretty brutal. And then gets flipped to another nightmare. And this one actually does freak him out because he finds himself in the body of Joe Chill, and that's kind of how we end it.
Okay.
And then the end story is Damien going to these like monks on in a mountain to figure out how to master the dream verse and sleep and everything because of what happened in the free comic book day issue. And when that happens, he gets sucked into the nightmare realm and he's prepared.
Mm-hmm.
So that was
cool.
Fun. It kind of sets up an issue later on.
It does sound like these books aren't just like cash grabs, though, that they actually put some thought into
them. The two I read so far, I really enjoyed. Like, I really thought there was like Williamson wrote the Batman book, and I really think there is something there that he had a cool story to tell. And the Joker one's just a blast. Like, it's Rosenberg writing it, and he just seems to be like, "What if we did this with Joker?" and is having a good time with it. So, I'm down with it. 3 issues in, and I think 5 stars out of this event so far. So
cool, awesome, got me excited too.
Adventures of Superman and John Kent. So we got John talking with Batman in the Injustice world, and he decides that he's going to help them out. But what he doesn't know is that Damian put a tracker on him. So when he leaves the Injustice League, comes and finds Batman and arrests him and the rest of the crew. And meanwhile, John goes to the fortress and kind of meets Mom and Pa Kent and sees a message from the Lois of that universe. And then we get this big moment where Superman's telling the world, like, I've caught the terrorists and everything, and he's going to execute them. And the next issue is apparently titled Execution.
Oh, interesting.
It's also the last issue, so it'll be interesting to see where that one goes.
Yeah.
It's been surprisingly a really good book. For somebody who doesn't like John, but I love Injustice. So
yeah, it's a great series so far.
The unbelievable, unfortunately, mostly unreadable, and nearly unpublishable Untold Tales of I Hate Fairyland #1.
Wow, love it, amazing.
This is a 5-issue series that's like anthology style, like a couple stories that take place in I Hate Fairyland. The first one's written by Scotty Young. The second one's written by a friend of his and drawn Dean Rankine. And it's almost done in like an Adventure Time style. So it's a little weird. But fun book if you like I Hate Fairyland. It's kind of supplementary to that. Doesn't add a ton, but kind of tells fun little stories with young Gert. So I enjoyed that. Captain America 750, which is the conclusion to both the Captain America books coming on right now. So there's a story about Sam and there's a story about Steve in this. The story about Sam is more about how he got the shield and the moments leading up to it. So that was really fun, like fun story to see. And to know that like all the Avengers came together to make this new shield for him and kind of pointing out the different things about it as to why it's Sam's shield and not Steve's. And then the Steve story is all about the funeral of Demolisher, who died, I forget what issue, but a few issues back, and kind of wrapping up all the stories of the different characters. So like Sharon takes on the moniker of Demolisher, so we should be seeing that in the future. And then we get a back and forth between Bucky and Steve, where Bucky's kind of trying to explain to Steve what's going on. And it's a really touching moment because not only do we get that, but the grandkid of the person who made the shield for Steve, which if you're reading Captain America, you understand there's a whole backstory with why the shield was made and all that, gives Steve the schematics to the inner circle and how he can help take them down. And in that moment, him and Bucky come together and realize that they were both doing what they thought was right, blah, 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 and become friends again. Awesome issue to conclude everything. And a lot of good like little one-shot stories from different creators as well in the back. Because, of course, it's issue 750, so it's going to be a $10 book. But I really enjoyed it. Thor, #1 Annual 2023.
Yeah, this one is pretty wild.
Yeah, this is another Kelly Lanzig book. I love this book for two reasons. One, the front story is really great. Lanzig and Kelly's story, where Thor is kind of taken into an alternate dimension where MODOK steals the power of the Bifrost and becomes Mythos and is taken over everything and kind of erased all heroes from it. But Thor makes his way through, has to battle them. Really cool, fun, one-shot story. I recommend that on its own. But if you are a Thor fan or like titularly like could be a Thor fan and you're interested in the Immortal Thor book that's coming out from Al Ewing and Company, there's a backup story here that sets that up. And that was really good as well. And I don't want to give too much away on that one, but I think it's a book that if you're interested in that, you get a cool story and you get to see if maybe the next series is for you. So probably my favorite book of the week right there because of that story. I mean, it's MODOK's, of course. I'm going to be,
oh hell yeah,
a little bit. And the last book is a Kickstarter book from somebody we had on the show. So I got Accidental Renegades, #1.
Awesome.
I'll say it's a really cool story, kind of post-apocalyptic, pseudo-future, more alt reality, where it's like it takes place kind of in the past, it seems, but technology progressed differently in that timeline because we're definitely like kind of post World War II in the 60s, 70s era, but it's also cyberpunk. So it's a superhero story. It's a story about fascism and technological takeover and everything. I once again really enjoyed it. What shocked me, because I think the original art from the Kickstarter didn't show as well as it could. The art in this book's phenomenal.
Awesome.
Like I was stunned at how good the art is.
That's great. So cool.
So I'm not sure how you get X on Renegades, but if you see it around, pick it up because I think it's a really good book. Mike, that is everything I had this week. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Fortress Ricker on Twitter. Where can they find you and or the show?
You can find me at Fortress Chris on Twitter, most of the social media networks. If you want to find me on like Instagram or this new thing, Threads,
oh yeah,
it's Fortress Chris 0. Because apparently there's another Fortress Chris out there stealing my name.
Wow, messed up.
And you can find the show at fortresscomics _ on Twitter. Also, fortresscomicnews.com. Remember, everybody, if you want to support the show, the best ways are to like, subscribe, share, comment down below on the YouTube version. Or if you're an audio listener, the 5-star review does amazing things. So we appreciate you doing that.
Yes, it does.
And if you want to go the extra mile, Patreon at patreon.com/fortresscomics. Thank you all so much for watching and or listening this week. And we'll see you all here next week.